them again, 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 again. All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? All the choices you made, did you make them again, 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 again? All the lies that you told, did you believe in them? Again, 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 again. You make them choices you made, did you make them again?
All the choices you made, did you make them again?
Yo, what up everybody? How it going? So I got a new look going on here. Trying to figure this thing out. Got all kinds of new settings. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Stream looks decent. Just trying a new thing out. Trying to switch it up a little bit. What's going on with you guys? K Creative here, Bamboo Solutions. Gonna do our weekly newsletter roundup. A little bit late today. Was having all kinds of problems getting this thing going and streaming. So actually I didn't even check to make sure my stream's happening there on YouTube as well. Let me double check that real quick. Yep, it's a working. Actually, I did. Sweet. I better turn the sound off on that. Yeah. All right, we got something new. We got something new, some fresh. Hopefully, like I said, if it's not sounding so good, let me know. I need to know. So today we're going to do our weekly newsletter roundup. So every Friday, 8 a.m., we send the newsletter out. If you guys are interested in getting attached to that newsletter and getting some of that in your mailbox on Fridays, you can do that in our chat there. There's a sign-up link. Whoa, that's weird. I got like two things going on there, don't I? Yep. Hold up. That doesn't look so good. Boom. Now we got one thing in chat. Anyways, you can sign up there. Get registered for the newsletter if you're not already. That'll get you that thing in your mailbox 8 a.m.-ish on Fridays, 12 noon. We go over it on Fridays here on the stream, so we can kind of talk about it together. I feel like my mic's a little bit loud. I'm gonna turn that down just a hair. So let's do this. Let's take a look. I actually gotta have to pull my mail up real quick and get that open. I'm all kinds of delayed here this morning because of the settings here on this new setup. But all right, I got this. I got this. There it is. View this in your browser. Here we go. Let's get on to some sharing. Sharing is Karen. All right. Let's see here. There we go. All right, guys. I don't know how to clean up this UI yet, so I'm still working on that. But you can kind of see my screen there has 3 boxes below my camera, so I'm trying to figure out how to remove those and whatnot. But just bear with me here. We'll get this thing all set up and righteous. Huh. All right, let's dig in. Okay, so this is the newsletter. It's a MailChimp newsletter. So subscribe, get signed up, get this thing in your mailbox. You're going to be able to unsubscribe if you don't like it, don't want to be a part of it. It's got all that functionality that you're used to for most newsletters out there that are MailChimp based. So get some of that. Little plug there for our stream here, Fridays at noon. We do go over that. Usually doesn't last till 1 o'clock. We only do this for about half hour, usually, unless we're just kind of chatting. And then we go over 3 sections. We go over the top news stories, the around the blogosphere, and the SharePoint events that are kind of going on in the various areas of the US, actually globally. And so you get some idea of maybe ways that you can plug in and get connected and do some networking and learn some stuff. So anyways, top news stories, let's jump right in. 5 reasons why businesses continue to see the value of SharePoint from TechTarget, is that right? Let's see, what are the 5 reasons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 7 bullets there, here we go. All right, so despite Microsoft adding new services to Office 365, businesses will see the value of SharePoint, and there has not been a significant decline in use. Boom, that's for show. Let's see here. Sorry, I was getting lost in some settings up there. All right, so SharePoint's the gateway to the digital workplace. Businesses consider SharePoint a one-stop shop for all enterprise content. It does provide employees a centralized place to locate any relevant information. Yeah, we know what SharePoint does. What else? SharePoint is still the best location to capture data from forms. Yeah, it's not bad, especially in Office 365 using Microsoft Flow. I can do some cool stuff like, automate some of those forms and that data collection. It's all about the search features. True that. Everyone loves search in SharePoint, especially being able to search across all those different locations, right, all in one search experience. And then if you haven't seen the Microsoft search capability coming out, or I think it's targeted release or something like that, now it's going to be search in a browser, whereas when you use Bing, you can actually see organizational results at the top of just doing normal web searches now, because it knows who you are. There's nowhere else to put all the legacy content. True. Where else are you going to put it? Dropbox? Only SharePoint has versioning functionality? I'm not sure if that's true, but definitely a strength. 5 reasons why businesses continue to see the value in SharePoint. There you go. Office 365 collaboration. Which tool to use when? That's actually a really good question. Wish they had some super powerful infographic here, right? Let's see what we got, though. There's a wealth of applications. Faux show. I wonder what the number is, actually. How many apps are there now in Office 365? Seems like a ton. When should I use it? Anyone that's part of a team, whether that be project teams or departmental teams, should use Teams for daily communication and collaboration. Yep. You got document management, so you can use OneDrive, Teams, or SharePoint. Kind of shows you the target there, target audience. OneDrive is for you and potentially sharing with external people to your organization. Teams is for you and your team, and then SharePoint being the wider organization. And then you've also got Yammer. Doesn't Yammer have its own document storage capability there too? And that's supposed to be organizational wide audience as well. Good old pop-ups there. So you got Teams, OneDrive for the intranet, SharePoint Online. Task management, you got Planner, To Do. I love To Do. If you haven't used that yet, it's pretty awesome, man. It'll actually go to your email and other tasks, I guess task lists in SharePoint, and kind of put all those into one big old task management solution. And it's getting all kinds of attention development-wise, and they're iterating on it pretty quickly. So it's a pretty neat way to consolidate and centralize all those tasks you have across the Office 365 ecosystem. Shift schedule management, so they got Teams shifts. It's an app in Teams that allows you to manage shift scheduling. Process automation, you got Flow. Show. There you go. Which tool to use when? There's a couple of ideas. So Microsoft 365 received several big updates in July. Actually, I was going to send someone a link real quick. Hold up. Hold up. All right. 365 received several big updates in July. What were they? What do we got here? Microsoft Teams improvements. So Teams received read receipts and priority notifications to help ensure time-sensitive messages are received and prioritized, plus in a new announcements feature that highlights important news and a way to post a single message across multiple channels. What? Where was that? I haven't seen that yet. How do you do that? I'm gonna have to go do a search. There's also a new time clock feature for first-line workers that brings clock in and out capabilities in the Team Shifts module. Outlook on the web improvements. Microsoft's web-based version of Outlook for Office 365 commercial customers received a new quick poll feature that lets you add polls directly to email messages. That's awesome. Plus a way to more easily book meeting rooms by discovering which rooms are available. Yammer improvements. Yammer received a small user experience update in which questions now stand out more from general discussions, making them easier to see. Microsoft To Do improvements. To Do now lets you assign tasks to team members using @mentions. Very nice. FIDO2 support for Azure Active Directory. Microsoft released a public preview of FIDO2 security keys, or security key support in Azure AD. Now the FIDO2 technologies you can provide users with seamless, secure, and passwordless access to all Azure AD connected apps and services. That's pretty sweet. Microsoft Threatened Vulnerability Management, TVM, became publicly available in July, providing a new set of advanced agentless cloud-powered capabilities that provide continuous real-time risk-based vulnerability management. It's a lot, right? Let's see, desktop analytics. Microsoft released a public preview of its desktop analytics web-based Windows deployment readiness tool. New cloud regions. They opened up new 365 cloud regions in South Africa and United Arab Emirates in July. There we go. What else we got? Microsoft hanging up on Skype for Business Online. Yep. We've definitely been seeing the updates come out about that coming down the pipe, right? So, indeed, new Office 365 customers will get directed towards Teams starting on September 1st. They're not even going to point you to Skype for Business any longer. The Skype for Business server version of the product will be sticking around because Microsoft obviously sees that many of its customers still need to continue to use that. Update on August 1st, Microsoft plans to hold a 1.5-hour public web presentation on how to migrate. Okay, there you go. Hopefully that's in our events list here at the end of the newsletter. 2 years advance notice. Introduced in 2014 as Microsoft's unified communications service, providing presence, voice over IP, messaging, and video conferencing capabilities. Service is part of some Office 365 subscriptions. Over the last 2 years, we worked closely with customers to refine Teams, and now we feel we're at that point that we can confidently recommend it as an upgrade to all Skype for Business Online customers. Truth. The N foretold. They indicated back in 2017 that the Teams client would eventually replace the Skype for Business Online client. It's now clear that it's not just the client that's going away, but the whole Skype for Business Online service. Okay. Alrighty. If you don't know that already, well, now you do. Skype's going away. Skype for Business anyways. 2-year notice, they say. Alright, let's see what else. Windows 10 Office Online users get new warning over data privacy. What's that about? A new report for the Netherlands Ministry of Justice and Security warns the country's agencies that using Microsoft Office Online, Office mobile apps, and Windows 10 Enterprise carries privacy risks. Yep. According to the new report, Microsoft has dealt with the 8 issues previously identified with Office 365 Pro Plus, but the changes agreed between the Dutch government and Microsoft haven't been applied to Windows 10 Enterprise, Office Online, or Microsoft Mobile Office apps. Because of this, the Netherlands is recommending agencies avoid Office Online and Office mobile apps while restricting Windows 10 data collection. Alright, so we got some EU data concerns, data privacy concerns going on, if you weren't aware. Microsoft Azure now lets you have a server all to yourself. Couldn't I always do that? Oh, you just mean like a physical dedicated server? So they announced a preview launch of the Azure Dedicated Host, a new cloud service that will allow you to run your virtual machines on a single tenant physical services. That means you're not sharing any resources on that server with anybody else, and you'll get full control over everything that's running on that machine. It's got to be expensive, right? I'd assume. Previously, Azure already offered isolated virtual machine sizes for 2 very large virtual machine types. So with this move, Microsoft's following in the footsteps of AWS, which also offers dedicated hosts with very similar capabilities. Google Cloud too offers what it's called sole tenant nodes. Independent of the number of virtual machines you end up running on them. So you can currently opt for machines with up to 48 physical cores, and prices start at $4 and almost 4 cents per hour. To do this, Microsoft's offering 2 different processors to power these machines. Type 1 is based on the 2.3 gigahertz Intel Xeon E5 V4 with the up to 3.5 gigahertz of clock speed, while Type 2 offers the Intel Xeon Platinum. There you go. Some specs for you. Yeah. Go get you some private physical hardware there in the cloud, huh? IBM's making all of its software cloud native following a Red Hat deal. Let's see here. So IBM's announced that it's transformed its software portfolio to the cloud native and optimized it to run on Red Hat OpenShift, enabling enterprises to build mission-critical applications once and run them on all leading public clouds, including AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Alibaba, and IBM Cloud, and on private clouds. So the new cloud native capabilities will be delivered as pre-integrated solutions called IBM Cloud Packs. This IBM certified and containerized software will provide both a common operating model as well as a common set of services, including identity management, security monitoring, and logging. So the packs provide full software support and help protect the entire stack from hardware to applications to help customers rapidly migrate, integrate, and modernize mission-critical applications on any cloud. They can be deployed easily and are delivered as packages tailored for specific use cases. Got it. Microsoft Chromium Edge beta and stable builds leak. I did see something about this yesterday. A build for ARM64 PCs leaked a while back, and that's still not publicly available. It also leaked for macOS ahead of its release. Yeah. Now, as spotted by Microsoft Leakster Walking Cat, a build from the stable channel has leaked. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to actually work just yet. Also, it's worth noting that even if it does install, it's not going to give you anything different from what you can already get from the dev and the Canary builds. So we're actually viewing this today from Chromium-based Edge. This is the dev build I have, yep, and then Canary I have. But I haven't been using Canary very often because I actually ran into a few bugs here and there in CRM Dynamics 365. A new Edge beta build leaked as well, although this is somewhat less exciting. Edge beta also leaked in May, and if you installed it, you're still getting updates. It's only available in the Canary channel, which is updated daily, and the dev channel, which is updated weekly currently. The beta channel has been listed as coming soon since public testing began, and that will be updated every 6 weeks, so it's a little bit more of a stable. I also heard that, yeah, they're going to build a stable build, so you'll have four options there to be running Chromium-based Edge. Nuts, right? Right? Alright, so that's it for the top news stories. Let's look at Around the Blogosphere. Around the Blogosphere really covers the things that aren't put out by, I guess, large vendors or magazines in the industry. This is more around people, coming from people, sources of individuals or MVPs or enthusiasts that have blogs, and these are some of the better ones we found out there. So why your businesses should migrate to SharePoint Online and Office 365. I'm not going to go into that one, but there's probably a great deal of information there on why you should do that, pros and cons. SharePoint Roadmap Pit Stop, let's check that out. July 2019. So this is a podcast that they put out. You can feel free to access this link, listen to that podcast while you're doing a little work, get a little background info there. I'll put that in chat for your convenience. Let's see. They also talk with Lauren Koo, program manager at the Microsoft OneDrive engineering team, who focuses on OneDrive app for iOS. Okay. Well, here's a good list of stuff that's discussed. So we got the SharePoint page / news authoring improvements. So you got drag and drop files to the canvas. You got link preview, on-page anchors, undo, redo, vertical sections. Talking about the site footer. Talking about updated site usage page. That's awesome. Nice. I've never seen that actually. I haven't seen this, so that is definitely new to me too. So what do we got here? You get to, you can experience, it's an improved user experience to showcase new unique visitors, site visits, charts, a new chart titled Popular Platforms where users can check the platform type to analyze where traffic is coming from to better tailor their sites. What else? 360-degree image viewer. We did talk about that a while back. OneDrive Azure Directory, business-to-business sync, quick edit improvements, bulk approvals, enhancements to the preservation hold library, Outlook on the web, new cloud doc sharing experience. Oh, it's pretty cool. So if you post a link to a OneDrive or SharePoint file message in Outlook, it'll actually convert it to the file name and make it a hyperlink for you, as opposed to it being a long URL. All kinds of cryptic stuff in it. OneDrive app for iOS refresh. Bada boom. Let's see, what do we got here? June 2019 through July 2019. Here's a good little roadmap, timeline looking diagram or image for that. Pretty neat. Good stuff coming out, right? Planner inspired SharePoint task cards. What's this? So SharePoint list formatting makes it easier than ever to customize the look and feel of your SharePoint list data. There's many samples and ideas to get you started on this GitHub repo. You can apply this formatting by inserting blocks of JSON, which manipulate the UI of your list items. They've been doing a lot of work with adaptive cards and also working with Planner a bit, which uses an adaptive card type interface to display data. I wanted to see if I could take a similar look and feel and apply it to my SharePoint list using view formatting. So adaptive cards are definitely having a moment right now. All an adaptive card really is a way to pass data in a templated card-like format. You've probably seen these adaptive cards used in Flow to send approvals or messages to Microsoft Teams in an adaptive card format. So here's an example right here. Figure 1, adaptive card in Teams. Boom. Looking at Planner. It's a task management app if you haven't used it in Office 365. Follows a Kanban type approach, so it lets you kind of drag your cards over into different buckets and sections. What else? So then we're going to format the SharePoint view to use these adaptive cards. As you can see, I'm using the basic built-in fields, so just basic task list there. There's a README file which explains what fields are needed for this sample to work. To apply the formatting, open up the JSON file in the GitHub and copy the contents, navigate to your SharePoint list and click the view drop-down in the right-hand corner, and then select Format the View, paste it in, and you get something like this. That's pretty cool. You can do that with just a little bit of JSON, huh? Card sorting SharePoint. I've already used up my free views for Medium. Great. Thanks, Medium. Freaking awesome. How many document libraries shall I have in a SharePoint site? Good old Greg here at SharePoint Maven talking about how many should I have? Actually, the number, so let's see, volume of documents. This is usually the number one reason that will warrant a few extra document libraries. Libraries have technical limitations. Yep. The infamous 5,000 view limit for sure. And while official specifications tell us you can store up to 30 million items in a document library, you're probably smoking weed if you think you can get away with a single document library for your company. Truth. But if you have 100,000 docs to migrate to a SharePoint site, please, please, please create several document libraries. There's no extra charge for that, you know. So if you desire to maintain unique security for a subset of your documents, your department documents, you might want to create one. Metadata reasons are another reason why you want multiple libraries. Unique type of content, potential for workflows, document retention. You might want to put those in separate libraries so that the library can have a retention policy against it. And then Office 365 groups tied to Teams. If you use Teams for chat and collaboration, you have probably noticed that for every channel you create within Teams, it creates a folder with a namesake name in a default document library. On a SharePoint site that's part of the Office 365 group team. That means if you have a unique folder hierarchy for some content, uploaded it all to a default document library in SharePoint, site connected to Office 365 groups and teams, you will now get additional folders. Yes, yes, that's true. So some good reasons why you might want multiple libraries as opposed to trying to consolidate all of those and centralize them into one. What's this? Using MIP SDK on SharePoint 2. What's MIP? I don't even know. The unification of Microsoft's classification, labeling, and protection services. What does that stand for? Microsoft Information Protection. It's the unification of those things. Alright, so anyways, we've got a pretty technical post here. Got some code for you. It looks like it's a C# solution. Alright, this song's not my fave. So my case scenario was to analyze a protected file present in SharePoint document library and set remove protection on it depending on the contents of the document. So in case you're not aware, we can use Azure Information Protection or unified labeling in SharePoint 2. Pretty straightforward, and more details can be found here. So here you go. There's a quick implementation of that particular solution. Something for you to check out if you're looking for that kind of thing. What else? 10 things to know about the SharePoint News Digest. 10 things to know. So the News Digest is a newsletter created from news articles. It looks very nice in all browsers and systems. This is what it looks like as a page. You need 5 published news articles before you can send a News Digest. The order is by selecting. The first article you select is on top. You can only send this to an Office 365 group, distribution list, or individuals. It's unclear to me what determines the logo. It's funny. Your News Digest will display the site's name. Access requests will be sent for the news article, not for the site. Access requests will go to the original name of the article. You can send this to external users. Your News Digest may end up in the spam box. So yeah, it looks like it's early, you know, a little early in the process. Is there any worthy alternative to SharePoint? I don't know, is there? Are you guys aware of any alternatives? We used to have, what was it called? Alfresco used to be a thing for a while. At least in the government space it was. They got G Suite. Confluence. God, Confluence. To me, not even close. G Suite. Nuxio. Nuxio is an open source CMS which allows their users to customize their CMS platform to fit their content management needs. So if you need to open source and highly customizable, need a open source and highly customizable CMS, basic workflows, task management, project management for small projects. Then you got Glass Cubes, another internet portal, CMS. Same page. Wants to keep the teams on the same page. I mean, literally on their page. Bitrix. Yeah, I honestly haven't used many of these. Bitrix, same page, Glass Cubes, Nuxio. I have not used those. You guys got any input on those? Used any of those? Likes, dislikes? Azure Functions and SharePoint with Rob Windsor. Azure Functions for the win. Nice podcast recording here. Looks like some notes. Gonna go over the flow for SharePoint developers. Gonna go over something on Rob's blog, on his YouTube channel. Function authentication they talk about. Got a link to the graph toolkit there. Pretty cool. All right, guys, SharePoint events, and we'd be done. We got get on with our Friday and get ready for this weekend, huh? All right, so for the SharePoint events, we got August 3rd, SharePoint Saturday coming up in Omaha. You got another one coming up in Charlotte. Where else? Lima. You got Central Europe, Barcelona, Stockholm, Pittsburgh, Helsinki, Los Angeles, and Richmond. I say it every time. If you've never been to one, go. You'll love it. You're going to be hanging out with a whole bunch of people who actually care about SharePoint. You're going to learn from some very bright individuals that are kind of on the leading edge of what's going on in SharePoint. And you get to shake a bunch of hands. You're going to make some friends and network with people that are like-minded and work-minded, right? Anyways, Rock University, our journey to the cloud using SharePoint. Probably a good use case to attend there. It's online. It's probably provided by Microsoft. Just click on that link, get registered. I got SharePoint Fest coming up in August 19th through the 23rd in Seattle. And then you got Boston's SP TechCon, August 25th. We are getting ready for that. Should see some stuff coming out from us, like on the blog and whatnot for SP TechCon as we get ready for that. I know we're already making plans, getting things printed, getting ready to roll. So if you're going to come out there to SP TechCon, come shake hands with Rob. He'll be out there at the booth. And that's it, guys. That is it. That's a weekly newsletter roundup here for August 2nd, 2019. Can't believe it's August already, right? Freaking flying by. I feel like I just made some New Year's resolutions or something like just last month. Oh, here we go. All right, guys. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for listening. Got any questions? Hit me up. Leave a comment or a like or something on YouTube. I'll get back to you on that too. Either way, if you need to reach out to us directly, though, ask us some questions. I'm always available to you. sales@bamboosolutions.com. Let me know how I can help. I got some new animations going on there. What do you think? Pretty sweet, right? Cool stuff going on. I actually like this this theme. What do you call these things? I guess they're themes. I forget what they're called. Overlays? Yeah, overlays. Got this thing over at nerdordie.com. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks. Appreciate everything. Check y'all later. See y'all probably not till next Friday. So peace out and have a good weekend.